You know,
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen these resume studies before as well, where a man and woman are both equally qualified, and when they take the names off, they overwhelmingly pick the women. Like, I mean, I've seen it both ways.
How would they overwhelmingly pick the woman if they don't know it's a woman name?
No, I'm saying, like, I've seen it where the person, right, he has a job resume, and he didn't get hired, but applies to the same positions, change it to a female name, they give him a call back.
That's interesting. I guess generally speaking, the reason why I said that what you said doesn't refute my
Women
point.
are good for the workforce.
Okay.
Like, this is why feminism is done so well, because employees want women in. Women are easier to basically get to pay less because women are more agreeable. Women tend to work less hours. Women tend to be more representative of the entire population. They tend to take more time off. Like, even though they're not necessarily the best employees, they represent the company well.
Wait, I
People
feel
want to
like
have women around.
It's a little bit dishonest to frame that like women want to take more time off. You're talking about things related to like paternity
That's a
leave,
fact.
right?
That's a fact. Women overwhelmingly the whole gender wage
but
gap
the
thing.
reason why they want to
is-
take time off is because of maternity leave, right?
That's part of it.
Yeah.
But women in general take
But
more
it
vacation time.
sounds
They work.
like- like
to
they
take
want to
care
take
of
time off to
children.
go like
Look,
on
no,
vacation.
hold on. Because and what I was going to get at here is that women earn less because they deserve less, and the reason for that is because women overwhelmingly take more vacation time. They work less dangerous jobs. They work less hours. They work less hard manual labor jobs. They go into the top 10 fields that pay the least versus men go into the top 10 fields that pay the most. So the reason why women earn less a lot of the times is because of their own personal choice. And on top of that, let's add in that women dominate college attendance. So there's no excuse to be making less.
I disagree with a lot of those presuppositions.
Everything I said was a fact.
But even if
No,
I
it
grant you,
wasn't.
Misogyny.
even if I grant you
Yeah.
some of those premises,
Oh my god.
you know,
They were all a
you're
fact.
saying that women are being unfairly advantaged in certain STEM positions where they're being selected simply because employers want to have more women in their industries, right?
I've seen women that are less qualified than men get positions, whether it's STEM, plumbing. I'll never forget one girl came on the show.
That's anecdotal.
She was in plumbing school. No, that's true. That's true.
It's true, but anecdotal.
It's
But-
anecdotal, but that does not make it less valid. I've seen a woman that literally couldn't even pull a wrench, got the job as a plumber because she was a woman. Okay.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
Wait,
other
wait, wait.
times
But
where
that,
women,
that business was probably led by a man, right?
yes,
Why would he hire an incompetent employee?
because it diversifies the workplace.
Affirmative action.
Affirmative action
Wait, so that's not
diversifies
a
the
logical
workplace.
choice, right?
What was that?
I feel like you're saying, oh, they're willing to diversify the workplace. But if you're saying this is a bad employee and bad candidate, that's not a logical choice. So it seems really weird to me that if men
That proves my point.
No, look, can I finish, please?
Go ahead.
So if you're saying men are more logical, they're ruling the workplace,
Yeah.
you know, they're the ones who get everything. Why are they making this so illogical choice of hiring women that are less qualified? It seems like there has to be some underlying
Okay,
logic.
make them less money because they're less
well, here's
qualified
the
for
thing.
those
Here's the thing.
positions.
Having one or two female employees that are incompetent and not as efficient does not override the other 80 maybe male employees that are competent and they're able to simultaneously look. We're not sexist. We have women that work for us. We have female plumbers, etc. The image, okay, the positivity of the image of being a diversified workplace overrides the minor
So
loss
you-
of time
you
and
believe
efficiency
that,
with
like,
the woman.
In the vast majority of cases,
Yes.
women are simply hired over male candidates
A lot of
just
the time.
for PR reasons.
100%. I'll give you an example. I was a former special agent of Homeland Security Investigations. Okay.
Mhm.
Within all the federal law enforcement agencies, there were announcements specifically for women to get them on the job. Why? Well, I'll be honest with you. A lot of the times when I worked with female agents or female law enforcement personnel, they weren't as good as the guys. I'll just be honest. They
But
they
that's your
couldn't.
personal
But
opinion.
by what metric
It
do you
is
would you say that they were not as competent as the men?
Okay. Well, they almost are never represented in SWAT teams for physical reasons, of course.
Mhm.
Title III intercepts, right? And wiretapping phones, doing big case investigations, OCDFs, etc. Overwhelmingly men. Okay. So I rarely saw female investigators competing with the guys. Now we could say, oh, well, there's not that many, etc., which is why they worked really hard to get more female agents. But when the females come in, they typically do things that involve people. What do? They do outreach. They go to the schools. Hey, work this job. It's a fantastic career. They're going and dealing with victims, which is cool because women tend to be more interested in people versus men are more interested in things.
But do you consider that less important, or do you
That's
consider
only
that
jobs
also
that
very
they
important?
Well, to the mission of the agency, it's at the bottom of the totem pole. The mission of the agency is to go after the top criminals and use sophisticated means to go after the top criminals, not necessarily do outreaches at universities. Though that's a valid way to, I guess it's valid that at the end of the day, the agency is there to arrest the worst criminals.
Well,
So-
even in criminal justice sectors, what do you
Yes.
think is used more, a pen or a gun?
What does that have to? I'm still confused. Like,
Well,
what
like just humor my question. In sectors of criminal justice
Yeah.
related to law enforcement, SWAT teams, even FBI investigations,
Yeah.
how often would you say it's more likely that those employees need to use a pencil throughout their day or a gun? And
writing
violence and
reports
strength?
and being intelligent is the most important thing in running investigations.
I feel like you didn't answer. Oh wait, writing. So you're saying
But
pen,
metaphorically, because no one writes anymore.
Could
But
we-
yes, you could say writing
right?
using a
And
pen.
typing stuff like this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I acknowledge that, like, on average, of course, men are more strong than women. I'll grant you that any day of the week. That's absolutely true. But how relevant is physical strength, even in jobs and sectors
That's
like
my
this?
point.
that's
It's not that
demanded?
relevant, and the men still dominate. What I'm trying to say, ladies, that the only reason I even brought that up, that's just one nuanced example.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that in law enforcement, construction, engineering, technology, any type of position that is male dominated, when women enter, they're greeted with open arms and they get a hiring benefit over men. There are female only announcements for women in law enforcement, construction, and STEM, etc. That could you imagine if they had a male only announcement? It would never fly. They would immediately be sued.
Well, there's no
I
need
got a
for
story.
only announcements when you're saying these fields are already dominated so much by men, right?
But
I think what we're
I got a
forgetting
story.
here
I
is
got
just
a
saying
real
like
life
story.
welcome for
Like, I got a
women.
fact.
Fake
you
welcome.
also got to remember too that women choose to not go into these
Why do you
careers.
think
Yes,
they
so
choose
why
not
do
to?
women
You
choose
guys
to do that?
understand
I feel
that
like
it's
that's an
welcome
interesting thing to
dominated.
examine.
Why do women choose not to get into
Because they're
those
interested in
careers?
people, not things.
Because you don't
Yeah.
welcome us like with
I got
open
a
arms
story.
and
So I
like-
No,
think-
I feel
wait,
like we've demonstrated that there are women who are interested in these things,
yeah.
but then
very.
you're already assuming that they're necessarily less
Mhm.
competent than their male counterparts.
Everything
So
you
then
said
it's
is
not even for
opinion.
lack of interest. You're saying that they're just like always going to be
Worse.
more remedial, less skilled
There's
than their
there's
male
a multitude
counterparts.
of reasons as to why they
Yeah.
may not choose to go into certain fields or whatever.
Absolutely.
But it's a bunch of different things. Women just aren't interested in the same things that men are.
Is that really true though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or women?
Yes,
and I'll
okay.
prove
Oh,
you right
no,
now.
I have a
It's true.
Wait,
She's
wait,
not
wait,
lying.
wait. Let me say
Definitely
something
opinion.
quickly, please.
Definitely.
So I always think
Ladies
that's
gotta
really
stop.
interesting
Gotta stop.
because people say, oh, women, men, they're just not interested in the same things. But then I think about an interesting study from a university recently
Mhm.
that talks about the first classes that women take, right? And men take in their first year of university. There was a course that had to do with computer logic, right? Computer programming.
Mhm.
And when they put the title computer programming, it was overwhelmingly men who
Mhm.
applied. But
Yep.
when they changed it to something that sounded more English, more language related, I think it was like language of, I don't exactly remember what it was, but basically they rephrased the computer science class to sound more liberal arts. And then the rate of women who applied increased, right?
But doesn't that
Wait, let me finish, right? So then you might be thinking, oh, doesn't that prove the point? Women are just more interested in languages? Well, it seems that the retention of women who realized it was a computer logic course and decided to apply next year to the next level of it
Mhm.
was extremely high. It was like over, I think, 50 to 70%. It was around that range. So if you're really saying women are less interested in, let's say, computer science, then that retention rate wouldn't make sense. It would go dramatically down the next year, but it didn't. Which shows that, hey, maybe the barrier of entry is a little bit more intimidating to women, but once they're in these fields, it seems like they do like it.
Okay, so here's the thing. They've already proved this, that women are interested in people and men are more interested in things. In the Scandinavian countries, where it's the most egalitarian and the most equal, okay, women, what they found is the women revert even more to what they naturally want to do. Okay, the women go more into the social sciences, more into the nursing, more into the social work, etc., and the men go even more into the science, technology, engineering, and math. This has been proven in Scandinavian countries, which are far ahead of us when it comes to egalitarianism and equality.
Have you
So simply put, women are interested in different things than men are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we are biologically different, which changes the way we view the world, the way we view each other, the way we view work. And here's the other thing too. This is an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyway. When it comes to creating resources and excess wealth, women are just fucking lazy, and that's the truth. If you look at most of the millionaires, most of the people that are high net worth, etc., if you look at versus all the women that are high net worth, they got it through divorce, they got it through inheritance, etc. Men, on the other hand, earn the money. Why? The reason why is because there is a burden on performance for men to earn money, and there isn't on women. So a lot of the times, the women that do earn a lot of money do it electively, but they don't do it mandatorily. There's a difference.
You
There
just
is a
said
difference.
that.
Have you
Have you
considered,
So the point
have you
is-
considered in
50-50.
Scandinavian countries,
Yeah.
right? You're saying, oh no, like you see women
Yeah.
are more into these gender roles, et cetera, et cetera. But in these Scandinavian countries, it seems like there's no real incentive to change or to go more into like, let's say STEM fields, if all the women fields are being paid an equal amount, if not extremely high. So
Okay,
for
stop.
example, teaching
I want
is
to
paid
stop,
really
stop,
high
stop,
there.
stop. What is the ratio between, okay, they did a German study, 100 men, 100 women. They all tested the same on the IQ. What was the ratio of who quit first? What was the ratio? Please tell me. That's what I want to know.
I don't know what German study you're
Women give
referring
up
to.
before men. Women are emotional and they give up before men. And that's why
As
in
far
most
as the
cases,
German
wait,
study,
I'm going back on
do
the
you
study.
have,
Can
like-
I speak,
Let
please?
her speak.
One
What year is
second,
this?
one mic at a time. So
I'm
while
next.
you spoke about those two studies from the college, Yale, whatever you spoke about, do you know why when they knew which gender it was that they chose men, even though that the women were higher qualified? Because y'all are emotional as fuck. We're emotional as fuck.
Look at
And we
y'all.
speak with
What
emotion
year was
and we
this?
get hyped as fuck, and men will continue the task until it's over.
Okay.
Women will give up when frustration comes through. It's very rare that a woman will finish.
I just
Thank
want
you.
to point
Like,
this
look at
Sure,
out.
go
y'all
ahead.
emotional
Now
as
you can
fuck.
speak.
And then you've been trying to talk for a minute too, right?
Yes,
I'm asking
for
for
a long
time.
time.
Do you actually have
Because
something
we're women.
productive to say?
We're
Because
triggered.
we're gonna just give a
Let me
drunk
talk.
statement like,
I'm not. I'm
All
not
right.
even drunk. I'm
all
good.
right, I want you to
I have a question for
let
the
her
lady.
go.
I wrote,
You
we
can
are
go,
not
no, no.
equal, and I spelled equal wrong.
Yeah,
Let's
really.
zoom in, zoom in. Can you zoom in?
Yo,
He can't
okay, we're
zoom
gonna
in.
move it.
No,
move on.
but for real, like the
What?
point is, like, we're obviously not equal. Like,
I thought you were
y'all
talking.
bad and y'all showing it right now. Y'all like, cause y'all emotional. Y'all gotta chill, and that's the whole point. Like, yes, they have some privilege that you guys are right about, because I gave a little example, kind of, but
Yeah.
shorter. Y'all
Being
smart as
outside.
fuck. Y'all know how to talk. Y'all got the studies and shit. But the point is, yes, we are not equal, and we are privileged. We're super fucking blessed. And y'all just ungrateful. Like, chill. That's it.
That's fine. It's
Let's
fine.
change
it's
the
fine.
subject. Let's talk about, wait,
No,
I
no,
want to
no,
talk
no,
about
no.
something
We wanna-
that's not so
Yo,
funny.
chill.